near the end of the season, the 4th and 9th of November. We head to Valencia for the IWF, the IAME Warriors Final 2024.
All the tires, fresh tires on the left side. When it comes to Austin Gale, same thing, same choice, the left side with half of a fresher set of tires. Keep in mind that those seniors, and these are, and also Annabelle Briand, a brand new set. So these are the drivers starting from further back on the grid in need of a stronger performance before the last rotation of heat and the superheat tomorrow.
Let's take you through the starting lineup then as the engines fire up. Qualifying heat BNF heads out on track. Sam van der Heijden and Finn McLaughlin starting this one on the front row of the grid. Kevin Lantinga and Austin Gale start just behind. Then it's Annie Rattel and Knut Nielsen on row 3, ahead of Matthias van der Kerkhoff and Mathis Barb on row 4. Daniel Ginchard and Clement Outron round out row number 5 with Luna Carré and Matteo Zanchi on row 6. Hamza Al Fayez and George Nassar take row 7, ahead of Philip Svensson and Rocco Cusio on row number 8.
Row number 9, Max Oceanbrink and Annabelle Briand, followed by Louis Johnson-Cole and Conor Grant, Louis Comyn and Bertram Sach on row 11, followed by Mathis Perscout, Travis Nugareid, Marcel Matisic, Christian Vergani, Nicolas Simic, Dylan Patel, Luc Neubauer, Emiliano Van Overberg and Kian Karati. A total of 31, but not so much, 30 drivers, as we're still missing Luc Neubauer, who's nowhere to be seen on that grid. B versus F, sorry, for the senior class. And to be complete about some of the drivers putting on fresh boots, so we have Christian Vergani from P26 on the left side as well for Luna Claire and Philippe Svensson, respectively 11 and P15 on the grid, and Matteo Zanchi to be complete on the 12th place on the grid, left side as well. Thanks again for those precious information sent to us straight live from the dummy grid.
Yes, indeed. Our boys down there, Ross Upton and Robert Rees, giving us some fabulous intel behind the scenes there into what's happening. Qualifying heats look there. Vilma Svan, Finn McLaughlin, Elia Weiss, Danny Carinini, Austin Gale and Johan Aluya are the drivers currently sitting in the top 6 in the intermediate classifications, but it's being led by Vilma Svan, who is not out in this race. Vilma Svan will be out in the next race. But Finn McLaughlin, who sits currently 2nd, needs a win here to see, and hopefully Vilma Svan, you know, he's probably thinking doesn't have a good result and can get the jump. Lights go green, we are racing, and immediately McLaughlin gets into the lead of the race. A brilliant start. Gale follows as well. Austin Gale there in 2nd place as the entire pack slots in through turn 2. God, that's an absolute melee of karts all diving for that same part of the track. Action as they exit out of turn number 3 and 4, and you can see there there's still side-by-side action all the way through the mid-pack, but crucially at the front, McLaughlin leads from Gale. Sam van der Heijden looks to be there in 3rd place. He's got the close company of the TB kart, and I think that's Clement Outron, who needs a good result because there's had a couple of retirements here in this race. Further down the field, that's another look down the inside there for Kevin Lantinga, trying to gain positions in the opening stage of this lap. Gets squeezed onto the inside as they all file into position in the background there. And Emilio Van Overberg is having an absolutely fantastic move there for P29.
P29 and already climbing his way through. Fantastic recovery effort so far. As we had Bertram Sach, the Falcon driver, in the background of the picture, unfortunately running into some trouble. And I do hope that he's still with us in this race. As run inside on the 254, that was Clément Outron. And the TB driver, former part of the VDK Racing team, up a place into 3rd, behind McLaughlin and Austin Gale. It's going to be an interesting 2 battle within the same frame. And then Sam van der Heijden once again, our pole sitter, not quite able to translate that positions into a leading place into the opening stages. That comes with experience, and with someone like Phil McLaughlin by your side, is never an easy task. And look at the pace of the VDK driver with the left side, with pressure boot on the left side, half of a second now, built in 2 laps. Austin Gale now finds himself under pressure from Clément Outron on your picture with the TB kart colors. Sam van der Heijden trying to stick within the same wagon, trying to stay within the shade of Clément Outron, the fastest on track at the moment. Kevin Lantinga dropping momentum and quite a bit further back. So that's quite a surprise as well for the one-time winner so far this weekend. Lantiga not able, after dropping 2 positions, to follow the pace of the leaders. Mathis Barb, 2 places gained with his freshest set in front of Matteo Zanchi, Rattel, Nielsen, Daniel Ginchar in P10. And the rest of the field, some climbers as well. Kian Grati, once again, 11 places gained up to P20 after starting from the pretty much the last row of the grid.
Emilio van Overberg, they're getting a warning flag as we go on board here with Matthias van der Kerkhoff. A brilliant run of racing he's had at the moment. As you can see, running through just in a beautiful, beautiful spot there. Nice clear track in front, no drama to have to deal with in front. You can just see him getting the overtake as well in the background. And like we were saying, Matthias van der Kerkhoff is a driver who, well, needs those good results. Like we were saying, he's had a really tricky time this weekend, and amazed that he's still out there. He's kept his strength, he's kept his, commitment, I think, to being out in this race, and this time around, it's going his way. And
he kept his humor as well, because we ran into him in the paddock, and all smiles on the face.
Yep.
Of course, this weekend is going certainly disastrous ways, but the motivation is still there, and the will to do good. And we wish him, of course, better outcome for further races in the future. But doesn't mean that you have to give up, and still out there to perform, still out there to at least have a bit of fun. And I do wonder at the moment if Tim Auton is having as much fun as some others, being squeezed between Austin Gale and Sam van der Eyden. At least the focus is on for the Frenchman. Start 10th on the grid, 3rd currently, as Tim Auton a few years back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, won the IAME Series Benelux, the Belgian karting championship back in the days of VDK in the junior class. Time has passed, colors have changed as well, and he found himself in a new environment to try to perform this year.
I think Luna Claret has had an incident out in circuit because she's tumbled down the order. She's down 18 positions now into P29. Dylan Patel also has dropped down to 30th place, and like we were saying, the one non-starter of Luke Nürnberg not out there at all. Finn McLaughlin, fastest lap of the race, breaking away from the rest of the field. Now Dylan Patel, I can see the reason why he's dropped to the back, has got a technical flag. So Dylan Patel, I suspect, out of this race. So not what you want to see out on the circuit. Back in with Matthias van der Kerkhoff. More positions being gained here. Heading past George Nassar there, up into 12th place. So he's still down from a starting spot, but still in the race and still pushing strong in this one. Lovely shot there at the exit of turn 11. You can see the speed that you can carry through the corner, clipping the apex there, avoiding the next one, because you need the outer line here to really carry that speed. You're absolutely flat out through turn 1. The first dab of the brakes is into turn 2 there, as you can see. And this time here, flat through this one. Heavy braking there. You can see how long he was on the brakes there, going down in towards turn number 4. And again, nice and calm through here. You can carry the speed through. You kind of flat out through here, using all the curb available to you on the exit, as you then negotiate the chicane. Oh, a little wide there on the exit, the second half of it. But again, bit too much curb. That just shows how committed you have to be through that chicane, isn't it?
Definitely so, as we might see that again. It was another moment where he actually got pushed a little bit wide on the exit of turn number 11. And was certainly frustrated about what just happened with the 287 getting past. As for Matthias van der Kerkhoff, it was George Nassar, and he managed actually to get ahead of the British driver just after that little moment. Back with Clément Autran.
Wow,
and you can see there's a sea of drivers just giving me a chase. Sam van der Eyden, Austin Gale, Barb, Matteo Zanchi, Rattel, Lantiga, all pretty much in one go into the hairpin of turn number 4. And watch out not to get yourself into too much trouble, as we can see one of the Victory Lane drivers, Hamza Al-Fayez, fighting his way through as well, as Conor Grant is picking up a warning flag, the 292, currently sitting further back into the classification. Conor Grant will get back to that, but now it seems like the gaps have really been reduced between some of the contenders in the belly of the beast. Watch out on the turn number 11 on the inside.
Oh, there's yellow flags out there, and there's carts in the barrier.
Yes,
and there's 3 carts off there in the barrier. I can see out of the commentary box window. It's not on camera, but double waved yellows. And I think 2 of the drivers got away, but there is 1 driver out of the race. And I'm going to say those 3 drivers were, I think Mathis Moschau's Bertram Sash, I think, was one of them. And there is a driver out, and that is, I think, Bertram Sash, the driver of the Falcon Racing team, out of this race.
Definitely a race to forget for Bertram Sash. He had a late start.
And there's
after
the kart. Look at that, buried.
Trouble. Yes, indeed. And now finds himself DNF in turn number 9. And thank God there's the big tire walls on the outside of that hairpin. Because even though that's a tight corner, you come in here, you come in there at a very high speed. And considering that this is one of the hot spots for overtaking, it's easy to get yourself squeezed out of the line. Unfortunately, no harm done for any of the drivers involved. As we're here back on lap number 10 with Clément Autran, Austin Gale closing in on the Frenchman. Andy Rattel with like a piece of it as well. Trying to get close, maybe to launch an attack into that last lap. This is a battle for second place, don't forget, because 4.6 seconds are splitting Clément Autran and Fionn McCaughlin. And as we said, Fionn took the first win in the first race of the weekend yesterday. And it's been a while since we haven't seen him on the top spot on the classification. Now he's back into contention, and that will allow him to confirm his second place in the ranking, 4 points shy from Vilmos Van, that we'll get to see on track in just a moment for the next race. So Vilmos Van, next up, will be certainly eager to confirm. Here's the move indeed, with Andy Rattel getting across on the inside of Austin Gale for a third place. That's McCaughlin, just to confirm his status, picking up the fastest lap. Just to say to everybody,
jump
radio.
2:04 possible jump start.
So I'm hearing there 2:04 possible contact. Well, that is your man on screen right here, Finn McLaughlin, who has only had to overtake one person in this race. And was that overtake an interesting one? The checker flag comes out, and it is Finn McLaughlin who takes the win at the end of that one, ahead of Clément Autran. Andy Rattel finishes in third place ahead of Austin Gale. Dan Ginchard gets his best result of the weekend, P5 on track ahead of Sam van der Heijden in P6. Kevin Lantinga finishes in 7th place ahead of Mateusz van der Kerkhoff. Again, great recovery there for Mateo van der Kerkhoff into P8. Hamza Al-Fayez finishes P9 ahead of Mattis Barb. Matteo Zanchi finishes in 11th place ahead of George Nassar. And Max Oceanbrake finishing in 13th place ahead of Clovis Nogueira, Nilsson, Garrity, and Johnson Cool. There's top 17 out there. Well, McLaughlin, fastest driver. Now he's clear by 5.351 seconds from Clément Autran. So, the 2:04 is under investigation. We've not heard anything prior to that radio communication. And if he does receive a time penalty, and if it's only a 5-second time penalty,